Hello everyone and welcome to my Cat-Walk TBR for the month of July is what we're doing this. Okay, so as a reminder, I start out with 5 rolls. A double adds a roll as well as a punishment TBR card. Oh man, my eyes are itching today. I do apologize. And there are 2 books I really want to get onto my TBR for July. One is for Bookstara. Bookstara is hosted by Paige from Pages with Paige, Amy from Aster Reads, and Danielle from Bookara. And the readathon, I did not complete the Foundry side. I really want to, but I haven't been in a mood to continue the series. But at the same time I want to. But that series is done. They've already done all the live shows for all of them. I completed the first book, have not picked up the third one at all, and I didn't even start the second book. But I really enjoyed the first book. Now, the series that we'll be working on, the live show for this new series will be in August. So I really want to get this one read in July. And that is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So I'm going to try to get this on. I won't read the synopsis right now. When and if I can get it onto my TBR, then I will read the synopsis. Even if I can't get it on the TBR. The other book is the July pick for Autism Reads, which is the book club that I host, where we read a book every month by an author that is confirmed to be somewhere on the autism spectrum, whether it's Asperger's to something else, just somewhere along the spectrum. And it is an adult option for July, and this is a romance. I did kind of glance through. This will have some steam in it. I don't know how much, but it will have a little bit of spice. And this one is Only When It's Us by Chloe Liese, I'm guessing is how it is said. I could be wrong. This one we also have Hard of Hearing at the very least, I do believe. He is wearing a hearing aid. I don't know how well you're going to see that, but he is wearing a hearing aid. So we will have some of that representation, which is really cool. Didn't even realize that until after I had picked that book up. So these are the 2 I really want to get onto the TBR. Now, what I am going to do for this continuing on, I have been, so this is not like I have to read these books. These are just books I really, really, really want to get to. So for the monthly readathons, or at least for now, we'll kind of do July and August, see how it goes. But rather than pulling in a bunch of new books that I have not had on any of my TBRs, I'm going to pull, if I can get all of the prompts, I'm going to pull from previous TBRs for books that I have not completed. I have not completed any of my previous January through now June. I haven't completed any of those TBRs, and I really want to get to all of those books. So I'm going to pull from all of those months if I can get it to fit the prompt. If I can't find a book from any of my previous Cat-Walk TBR videos, then I'll pull in an additional book. So I also have books to pull from my summer TBR that I did, because I do seasonal ones as well. So I do have a lot of options. I really, really, really want to get to these books. That's why I'm going to focus July on pulling from other TBRs that I have not completed. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll see how it goes, and obviously just go from there. Now, I just watched Amy's video from Aster Reads, and I still need to watch. So after I've filmed this next part of the actual gameplay, I need to watch... it's the Euyatt 2.0, I think is what it's called. I did not do the first round. This one is a year long. It starts July 7th from what I've gathered just as a really quick glance, and goes for a year. Starts on July 7th because that is the creator's birthday, and then it will end July 6th of the following year. So I need to look to see what those prompts are, what one I want to focus on for July, and then pick the books for that. So I want to look to see what year-long readathons, the new Euyatt readathon, and then the monthly readathons, what ones I have. Polly, I know you want outside, but you can't, baby. So I need to do a random number generator, And Google random, there we go, random number. Okay. So it has a 4 there, a 1, and a 10 for the max. I'm going to change that because we're playing off of the summer board. I'm going to change that to 30 because there are 30 spots. Okay, and let's figure out where I'll be starting. Number 30, okay. I'm going to be using the blue token today. Starting on number 3, which is right here. This is, oh, I can't pick it up. So this is Juneteenth, but we're not doing that prompt right now. When I land on it is when we'll do that one. So, okay, so hopefully this is a little bit better. I'll just kind of slide this about. So spot number 3, I'm looking at this upside down. Can I? Oh, there we go. I can see that a little bit better. Okay, so we're starting out on space number 3, which is Juneteenth. Now, I am using my pink dice with the paw prints, and then I want to use my new that I got from Barnes & Noble. This is cat dice. It has cats on it, but it is a D6. I don't know how you're going to be able to see that right now. So these are the 2 dice I'm going to be using. Okay, let's go ahead and get into roll number 1. Okay, moving 6 spots with a 5 and a 1. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Barbecue. All right, so for prompt number 1, it is barbecue. This is to read a book that has food on the cover. So for this one, I'm going to pull back in Sugar and Salt by Susan Wiggs. As you can see, there's obviously food on the cover with that cake. It says, Jerome Sugar learned the art of baking in his grandma's bakery, also called Sugar, on historic Perdita Street in San Francisco. He supplies baked goods to the Lost and Found bookshop across the street. When the restaurant that shares his commercial kitchen loses its longtime tenant, a newcomer moves in, Margot Salton, a barbecue master from Texas. Margot isn't exactly on the run, but she needs a fresh start. She's taken care of herself her whole life, pulling herself up by her fingernails to recover from trauma, and her dream has been to open a restaurant somewhere far, far from Texas. And her dream has been to open... Oh, okay, so I was just about to repeat that line. Okay. The shared kitchen with Jerome Sugar Bakery is the perfect setup in a vibrant neighborhood popular with tourists and locals. Margot instantly takes to Jerome's mother, the lively, opinionated Ida. The older woman becomes a good mentor, and Margot is drawn to Jerome. Despite their different backgrounds, their attention is powerful. But just as she starts to relax into a happy new future, Margot's past in Texas comes back to haunt her. All right, going now, I'm going to move this one. All right, going for roll number 2, prompt number 2. Okay, I've got a 6 and a 5. I'll try to adjust the lighting. It's actually kind of dark right now. That is a 5, 6 and a 5, so moving 11 spots. Okay, so I was on this barbecue. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Vacation. All right, so for this prompt, it is vacation, and this is to read a book that is set somewhere that I would like to go to. I would like to go to England and go to London and a bunch of different areas, so I'm going to add this cozy mystery on, and this is English Trifle by Josi S. Kilpack. It says, things to do in England. Visit Westminster Abbey, the Tower of London, and the London Zoo. Take the Jack the Ripper tour. Creepy. Sample authentic English scones and crumpets. Discover a dead body. What begins as a holiday trip for amateur sleuth and cooking aficionado Sadie Hoffmiller and her daughter Brianna turns into a bizarre mystery when they discover a dead body in the sitting room of an English manor. Brianna's boyfriend, Liam, is heir to both the family title and the family estate of Southgate, where everyone seems to have a secret, or two. When the body of the sitting room When the body in the sitting room disappears, Sadie and Brianna are stranded at the estate until the police can clear them to leave. With their departure delayed, they might as well solve the murder. Armed with a jogging whistle, her personal recipe collection, and an unfailing sense of American justice, Sadie begins her own investigation to find the killer. But as Sadie uncovers layer after layer of misdirection, secrets, and outright lies, she wonders if anyone is telling the truth, or if the case is really as hopeless as it appears to be. Take a family history, toss in a secret romance, mixed with a mysterious murder, and this is one vacation Sadie will never forget. Alright, going for prompt number 3 now. Okay, moving 3 spots with a 2 and a 1. Alright, 1, 2. This is my mom's birthday, I think is what the actual prompt is. Yes, mom's birthday. So for the third prompt, it is mom's birthday because my mom's birthday is July 25th, so I had to include something as an ode to my mom. So this one is to read a book with a woman on the cover, as my mom is a woman, she identifies as a woman, all of that stuff. I'm going to go with Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, so I'm able to get on the Bookstara read-a-thon book. And as you can see, we got a man and a woman there. So, Part of Your World, this one says, after a wild bet, gourmet grilled cheese sandwich, and cuddle with a baby goat, Alex Montgomery has had her world turned upside down. The cause, Daniel Grant, a ridiculously hot carpenter who's 10 years younger than her and as casual as they come. The complete opposite of sophisticated city girl Alexis. And yet, their chemistry is undeniable. While her ultra-wealthy parents want her to carry on the family legacy of world-renowned surgeons, Alexis doesn't need glory or fame. She's fine with being a mere ER doctor, and every minute she spends with Daniel and the tight-knit town where he lives, she's discovering just what's really important. Yet letting their relationship become anything more than a short-term fling would mean turning her back on her family and giving up the opportunity to help thousands of people. Bringing Daniel into her world is impossible, and yet she can't just give up the joys she found with him either. With so many differences between them, how can Alexis possibly choose between her world and his? Okay. All right. Rolling for prompt number 4. Moving 6 spots. So I've got a 5 and a 1. Polly. Polly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That is Sunburn. Okay, so for Sunburn, this is to read a quote-unquote hot book. So whatever hot means to you, maybe the cover looks hot, maybe there's a man on the cover or a woman on the cover, whoever you are attracted to. Maybe there's that person on the cover that looks hot to you. Or maybe I'm taking this one as a romance that's going to have some spice in it. So I'm going to get the Autism Reads book on here. And this is Only When It's Us by Chloe Liese. I am guessing I could be saying that way wrong. From the moment Willa Sutter sat next to Ryder in class, she made it clear that she hates his guts. Her reason is a mystery, but its outcome suits him fine. Willa is the feisty, tempting chaos he doesn't need in his quiet, tidy life. She's the next generation of women's soccer, wild hair, bee-stung lips, and a temper that makes the devil seem friendly. He'll leverage her hate as long as possible to keep his distance. When Willa asked Ryder Bergman if she could borrow his lecture notes, the silent, surly mountain man ignored her. Ryder is an arrogant, infuriating, flannel-wearing enigma. Mangy beard, frayed bald cap that hides his eyes, and a stubborn refusal to acknowledge her existence. But Willa's never backed down from a challenge. Forced to work together on their final project, Willa and Ryder begin a game of pranks and practical jokes, both determined to emerge as the champion. But once they catch unexpected feelings, victory begins to mean something else, winning each other's hearts. All right. Prompt number 5. No doubles this month. So that is a 5 and a 2. So moving right. Oh, I've got that 2 upside down. Here you go. Now you can see it better. 5 and a 2, so moving 7 spots. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That is Vacation again. All right, and the last prompt from my game. I can't believe there were no doubles. This was a very simple and easy round, which I do appreciate getting these like this every now and then. So this was Vacation again. So another read a book again, another book to set where I want to go. So Vacation again is to read a book set somewhere I would like to go. So I'm going to go with this one. It is set in New York. I would love to go to New York. So this is Summer in the City by Aster. It says, 27-year-old screenwriter Elle has a chance of a lifetime to write a big-budget movie set in New York City. The only problem? She's had writer's block for months, and her screenplay is due at the end of summer. In a desperate attempt to get inspiration, Elle ends up back in the city she swore she would never return to, in an apartment she could never afford, floor-to-ceiling windows, skyline views, and a new coffee shop to haunt included. It's the perfect place to write her screenplay until she realizes her new neighbor is tech billionaire bachelor Parker Warren, her stairwell hookup from 2 years ago. It's been a lovers to enemies situation ever since. When seeing him again turns into a full night of hate-fueled writing, Elle realizes her enemy-twisted muse just might be the key to finishing her screenplay, if she can stand being around her polar opposite. She writes anonymously, and he's on the cover of every business magazine. He frequents fancy red-carpeted events, and she doesn't like leaving her emotional support 5-block radius. One summer, one mall apart, he needs to fake a buzzy relationship during his company's precarious acquisition. She needs to write a movie about a list of NYC locations. Both need a break from their unrelenting schedules and a chance to rediscover the skyscraper-glimmering, pizza-crusted, sunlit charms of the city. Summers always end, and so will this agreement. It's all pretend. Promise until it isn't. And now it is time to roll for the viewer prompt. All right. Absolutely no doubles. Okay. 4 and a 2, so moving 6 spots. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go swimming. And for the viewer prompt, there was no double for that one, so it's one viewer prompt for the month of July. And the viewer prompt for July is to go swimming. This is to read a book that has water on the cover. I'll accept the word water in the title, one raindrop, a dewdrop on something. So as little or as vast as you would like. For this one, I will go with The Survivors by Jane Harper. As you can see, there's water right there. It says, Kiernan Elliott's life changed forever on the day a reckless mistake led to devastating consequences. The guilt that still haunts him resurfaces during a visit with his young family to the small coastal community he once called home. Kiernan's parents are struggling and in town where fortunes are forged by the sea. Between them all is his absent brother Finn. When a body is discovered on the beach, long-held secrets threaten to emerge. A sunken wreck, a missing girl, and questions that have never washed away. So, and then it just says, this is stunning and atmospheric. So, this is my selection for the viewer prompt. Well, I can't do my game without doing a booktube draw. So, that prompt never came up. So, we're just going to add it in here. So, for the booktube one, it is to pull a name out of this jar that I have down here. And I watch their most recent TBR game, whoever it is that I draw out of the jar. And then I pick a book for each of their prompts. So I could end up doubling my stack. Depends on who I get. I could triple my stack. Who knows? So let's go ahead and do that. And then this booktuber will go into a little trinket tray off to the side on this bookcase I have off to my side here, which means they will not come up until I've gone through all of the booktubers in here. So for the month of July, I will be going off of this one. Whitney from Tibera's Den. So Let me watch her most recent video. I believe it was for June. I don't think her July one is up yet. So I'm going to watch this. This will go off to the side, so Whitney's TBR game will not come up again. I actually watched this one. I remember this. I think it was for June. Let me double check. Go to my subscriptions. Tibera's Den. Where is, oh, there she is. Okay. And yep, Once Upon a TBR Jar Honey round 27. It is for June. So I will go rewatch this video, write down the prompts, and then I will come back with some more books. All right, I am back from watching Whitney's game for June, or rewatching, I should say. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about doubled, well, tripled the size, because I already have 6 books. Now I'm adding 10, so I'm up to 16 books for the month of July. Will I get these read in July? More than likely not. Who knows? But they'll be appearing on future TBRs, as what I've been doing is pulling from past TBRs. Okay, so the first prompt that Whitney got is to determine the character that she'll be playing for her game. And she got Owl. So this is to read a memoir, a biography, or any nonfiction. I've been wanting to get to this one, so this one will fall under the any nonfiction. And this one is Freaky Folklore by Darkness Prevails with Carmen Carrion. It says, well, I don't really need to read the back. This is just about different monsters and folklore from different areas of the world. From the Americas, Europe, Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, as well as Asia. We have, like in the Americas, the Skinwalker, Bigfoot, what? I don't know how to say this name. Kushataka? From Europe, we have Baba Yaga, the Ogre, Kelpie, etc. Africa, Adzi, a Ghoul. Australia and New Zealand, Yaramayahu, I don't know, Drop Bear. And let's see, Asia, we have the Yeti and the Jinn, and that's just naming like a few out of the ones. And each one, so like right here is Bigfoot, gives you a little bit about Bigfoot, and then when I turn the page, more information about Bigfoot as well as the picture of Bigfoot, and then there's like 2 more pages. So it's a couple of pages for each thing. Beast at Bay Road, can you see that one? There we go. And then an image. So different monsters and folklore, has their pictures in here and gives me information about them. I've been wanting to pick this up for a bit now, so I'm excited to finally get this on. Okay, so now it's into the rules for the actual board game. So the first one is to read a horror, mystery, or thriller with a red cover. I had to pull this one from my bedroom. This one is volume 3, I believe. Yes, volume 3 of Something is Killing the Children. This is an adult horror graphic novel / manga, but it's a red cover. So, and it'll be good to get a graphic novel on here. This is written by James Tenyon IV, illustrated by Werther Deledra, and then colored by Miquel Muerto. And then this is about this monster that only children can see that goes around killing children. Something is killing the children. It is graphic as far as blood and guts, things like that. So, and it's, you know, it's a horror graphic novel, and I have a great time with this one. So I'm looking forward to that one. The next prompt that Whitney got is any genre. It has to fulfill the neurodiverse rep. I've been wanting to pick up another book from this author, and this is actually something I hauled, I think, last month. I don't think I did a haul video just because I wasn't feeling well enough for one, but I'm going to do this one. The Girl in the Walls by Meg Eden Kuwait. I could be saying that name wrong. This is a book of poetry. Her other book that I read is all poetry as well. And the author, this is one that I had where the author is confirmed to be autistic. it does mention the being neurodivergent. So this one says, after a hard school year, and this is a middle grade, by the way. After a hard school year, V has been sent to her grandma Jojo's house for the summer to get away from it all. But unlike artistic, neurodivergent, sock collecting V, Jojo is uptight, critical, and obsessed with her spotless house. V is sure she's doomed to have the worst summer ever. Then she starts hearing noises from inside the walls of the house. Knocks, the sounds of a girl crying, and voices echoing in the night. V decides she needs to figure out who or what is behind the walls. And what she finds there just might be her chance to get revenge on her perfect grandmother. But the buried secrets go much deeper and are much more dangerous than V even suspects. They threaten to swallow her and her family whole if she can't find a way to uncover the truth at last. So, yeah, no, it does mention neurodivergent, but her V being neurodivergent, could that be ADHD? Could it be autistic? I don't know, but it has neurodivergence rep. So I'll find out, hopefully, which form of neurodivergence it is to figure that out. That'd be pretty cool. And looking forward to picking up another book from that author. All right, moving on. The next prompt that Whitney got was free choice. So whatever I want, whatever genre I want. So this one is from, I think this one's from my January TBR. I have yet to get to this one. I really want to get to Beautiful Betrayal. This is by Liese Renee Jones. I really like this cover. So, the minute I met Grayson Bennett, I was charmed. I had no idea he was the billionaire boss I just started working for. The minute I found out, I tried to pull back. I had reasons to need my job, and rather desperately. And I couldn't risk an affair with a boss, destroying my career. I tried to stay away, I did. But our attraction was magnetic, and Grayson's a man who knows what he wants, and he doesn't stop until he wins his prize. I was that prize, and a willing prize at that. I fell in love, and hard, and how could I not? Grayson was nothing like what you'd expect of a man with insane amounts of money and power. He never made me feel like I was less than him. In fact, he made me feel as if I was everything to him. The reason he breathed, and he said I made him feel whole for the first time in his life. But something happened, and the world as I knew it shattered. My heart shattered. The man I loved and trusted hurt me in ways I didn't know were possible. I'll never be the same. Then suddenly life throws us back together and demands we face a common enemy. And just that easily, I'm melting with his touch again, desperate to push him away, and yet just as desperate to feel him close. I can feel how easily I could fall under his spell again. How easily my delicately mended glass heart could shatter all over again. How easily he could break me. I have to be strong. I will not fall in love with Grayson Bennett again. The problem is I'm not sure I ever stopped. It says this is a contemporary, intensely emotional standalone romance with a HEA, happily ever after. A lot of struggling and misconceptions that might be upsetting to some readers. So definitely check content or trigger warnings. So hopefully I'll get to this one. All right, the next prompt is another horror mystery thriller, and this is to read a manga or a graphic novel, so I'm going with the same series. And this one is volume number 4. So again, it's a creature that pretty much only children could see. There are a few adults that can see, but basically they've been, I'll let you to figure it out with reading it, but something has happened to where certain adults are able to see the creatures as well, but again, something is killing the creatures, and it is the children and eating the children. All right, next up is to read a romance, and this is to read a romance where the main, the plot point is you have, they are wrecked or stranded are the words that are used, and I'm going with stranded, and I'm going with the book called Stranded. So definitely fits. This is by Selena Winters. This is from The Bright Side Candles, and it is a novella. And I don't really know what this one's about. There is no synopsis. Let me see if there's a synopsis on the inside. I doubt it. Could be wrong. There's a playlist and an author's note, and then we're into the book. So there's no synopsis, but The quote on the back says, "In the cold wilderness of Alaska, my host is as wicked as he is enticing." Okay. Next up is another horror mystery or thriller, and this is, okay, so horror mystery thriller, this needs to be a cat pick. I did it, but I didn't pay attention to that it has to be a horror mystery or thriller. So the ones that Molly and Polly picked were these two. So Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is not a horror mystery or a thriller. And The Lost World by Michael Crichton. This might be a horror sci-fi. Let me check and see if that one will work. I'm gonna redo it. So you will not see Molly and Polly picking these two books. This is a sci-fi. It also says it is a thriller, adventure, horror, fantasy, but I want specific horror, mystery, thriller as the main genres. So let me pick some books. I'm going to pick 4, and then whatever one Molly picks, I'll add another one for Polly to pick, or vice versa, whoever picks first between Molly and Polly. So let me do a little digging. Okay, so hang on, fixing the heating pad. So for cat pick, I'm going to go with the horror, book number 3 in the Hannibal Lecter series, Hannibal by Thomas Harris. This one's a thriller, and I'm going to go with Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hiller. And then I'm going to go with a cozy mystery, A Potion to Die For by Heather Blake. So I'm going to set these ones up. I don't know who's going to pick first because they're not in this room. And then whichever one gets picked, I will replace it with another cozy mystery, and this one is Murder, She Knit by Peggy Earhart. So let's see what they pick for me. Okay, Molly picked Things We Do in the Dark. Now to finagle to give Molly her chance. Alright, you've had your chance, so you move. No. Okay, Polly, you pick a book. Come on, Polly. Come on. Cozy mystery. Potion to Die For. Okay, so as you saw, Molly ended up picking Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hiller. This one says, when Paris Peralta is arrested in her own bathroom, covered in blood, holding a straight razor, her celebrity husband dead in the bathtub behind her, she knows she'll be charged with murder. But as bad as this looks, that's not what worries her the most. With the unwanted media attention now surrounding her, it's only a matter of time before someone from her long-hidden past recognizes her and destroys the new life she's worked so hard to build, along with any chance of a future. 25 years earlier, Ruby Reyes, known as the Ice Queen, was convinced of a similar murder in a trial that was a media sensation and riveted the nation. Reyes knows who Parents really is, and when Reyes is unexpectedly granted an early release from prison, she threatens to expose all of Paris' secrets. Left with no other choice, Paris must finally, once and for all, confront the dark past she thought she had escaped. Because the only thing worse than a murder charge is the dark personal history that Paris will do anything to keep hidden. Polly went with A Potion to Die For. Yes, thank you, Paul. A Potion to Die For by Heather Blake, and this is a cozy mystery. The library sticker's covering up, because this is a library sale purchase. The library sticker's covering up most of it, so I know that there's an owner specializing in something of a product. Something or someone has predicted that a couple in town will soon divorce. And now it seems every married person in Hitching Post, Alabama wants a little extra matrimonial magic to make sure they stay hitched. But when Carly finds a dead man in her shop clutching one of her potion bottles, she goes from the most popular potion person to public enemy number 1. In no time, the murder investigation becomes a witch hunt, literally. Now Carly is going to need to brew some serious sleuthing skills to clear her name and find the real killer before the whole town becomes convinced her potions really are to die for. So, yeah. Okay, 2 more prompts that Whitney got. So just 2 more to go. Free choice, completely free choice. I really want to get to American Rapture. I read the debut novel by CJ Leede and thoroughly enjoyed this one. So this is the next one. I don't know if there's any other books out. I'll look into that when I finish this one. But it says the end times are coming. Never been kissed, about to get screwed. A virus is spreading across America, transforming the infected and making them feral with lust. Sophie, a good Catholic girl, must survive the hellscape of the Midwest to try to save her twin brother while the world around her burns. Along the way, she discovers there are far worse fates than dying a virgin. That's all I know. That's all it says. The last prompt that Whitney got is any genre. As long as it fits the prompt, it's your birthday. So something to do with either a birthday or my personal birthday. So I'm going to go with my birthday. My birthday is in December, so I'm picking a book set in December. This one is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Years. You can see it's a Christmas tree. And this is by Allie Carter. So this one says, the bridge is out, the phones are down, and the most famous mystery writer in the world just disappeared out of a locked room 3 days before Christmas. Meet Maggie Chase and Ethan Euyatt. She's the new queen of the cozy mystery. He's Mr. Big Time Thriller guy. She hates his guts. He thinks her name is Marcy, no matter how many times she's told him otherwise. But when they both accept a cryptic invitation to attend a Christmas house party at the English estate of a reclusive fan, neither is expecting their host to be the most powerful author in the world, Eleanor Ashley, the Duchess of Death herself. Then that night, the weather turns, and the next morning, Eleanor is gone. She vanished from a locked room, and Maggie has to wonder, is Eleanor in danger? Or is it all some kind of test? Is Ethan the competition, or is he the only person in that snowbound mansion she can trust? As the snow gets deeper and the stakes get higher, every clue will bring Maggie and Ethan closer to the truth, and each other. Because this Christmas, these 2 rivals are going to have to become allies, and maybe more, if they have any hope of saving Eleanor, assuming they don't kill each other first. So, and that is it for my Cat-Walk TBR and the booktuber prompts. Talk to me in the comment section below, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.